Hi, I'm Woody Huffines. I own the NerdsToGo in McKinney and Frisco, Texas, and this is Tech for the Untechnical. And Internet of Things security. Well, you've decided you want them, you've secured your network, you've secured your application, you're paying attention and keeping everything updated, and what's next? It's the K.I.S.S principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Complexity is always a challenge when it comes to computer security because anything else, the weak link is the one that makes the chain weak. And with computers, you have lots of links because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that are interacting and things that are codependent on each other. And it's very basic. You've got the hardware that the computer or the system is running on. You've got the operating system that it's operating in, the applications that are laying on top of it, and especially in the case of Internet of Things security, the network that all of that is running on in operation. So at any level, whether it's the operating system or the hardware or the software or the network, you can have a security vulnerability. And the more things that you have, the more moving parts that you have, the more things that you have to be aware of that can break. And it's not just how many things there are that can break, but how many different vendors or how many different suppliers or how many different application developers are there that are involved. Because anytime you have another vendor or another infrastructure or another programming language that has to interface with the things that are already there, there's another place to drop the security ball. Think about your phone. If you read the technical press at all, you know that there's all the time a problem with security issues in the application stores for your phone. Because you've got a phone, you've got an operating system that sits on the phone, you've got the phone hardware, you've got the network, and you've got the phone provider. And those things are working pretty well. Not many places do you see phone security vulnerabilities just from the ability to make a call. Where you get a problem is in the applications themselves. And when you download an application, that application comes with a bunch of security risk. Now, the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, they've done very well at making sure that the applications are as secure as they can possibly be. And you'll see often where just this week Google took down 1,700 different applications where developers were out there making applications that were causing insecurities or Trojan attacks or some kind of malware on the phone that was hidden in the application that people are downloading from the Google Play Store in the case of the Android or the Apple Store. Now, the issue has become that the phone itself is very complex. There's lots of security vulnerabilities in your phone because it's got a camera, it's got a microphone, and it carries a lot of your data. And what happens is when you download an application, if that application has something bad about it, it can take your data, steal your data, or compromise your phone. Now, in the case of the phone applications, especially in the Android store, when you install an application, it gives a list of the permissions that the phone is wanting to use. So if you download a flashlight application and the flashlight application is asking to manage your phone calls and look at your contacts, you got to be thinking, well, why would that be? It's probably because there's something about that application that's insecure. The same thing is true of the Internet of Things devices. The Internet of Things devices are starting to get third-party software or third-party add-ons to those things that are causing security vulnerabilities, like browser extensions, when you put a browser extension on your browser. And in the case of Amazon Alexa, the Amazon Alexa or the Amazon Echo ecosystem, they have skills. So you can download a skill to play a game, or you can download a skill that gives your babysitter information, for example. So the babysitter can ask your Amazon Echo questions about your children, and it would give them that information. So the babysitter says, Alexa, open the babysitter app. What's Johnny's birthday? And it tells little Johnny's birthday. The problem that we're beginning to see in the Internet of Things devices is that these add-on skills or these third-party pieces of software, third-party pieces of code, third-party applications that you install on these machines are starting to have security vulnerabilities. And those security vulnerabilities are very difficult to find and very difficult to patch. As there are more and more of those skills that you can download that anybody can write, and anybody that wants to write an Amazon skill can write an Amazon skill for the Amazon Echo, and they submit it to Amazon, and Amazon is supposed to review the code and see if there's a security vulnerability. But if there's a security vulnerability that the bad guys have figured out and they write an app that Amazon's not aware of, then you have a security vulnerability because you've made it a more complex system. The same thing is true of things that aren't directly connected to the internet but have some kind of hub. There's the Z-Wave and the Zigbee and a number of different hubs so that the Amazon Alexa hooks right into your network. But for example, the Philips Hue light bulbs, they have a hub, and the hub hooks into your network, and then the hub speaks to the light bulbs. So the more individual steps that you have, the more vendors that you have, the more nodes on the network that you have, the more complexity that you introduce by introducing Amazon skills or additional applications or additional functionality may compromise the security of an already tenuous security infrastructure. So Internet of Things of security, what's the next thing you need to worry about? The next thing you need to worry about is keeping it simple. Use the base functionality of the device and get familiar with the things that you need to do in terms of securing your network, securing your applications, and keeping the devices updated before you jump out with the newest skill. The second thing I would tell you is don't just download the newest skill every time it comes up. Make sure the skill's been sitting out there, or that software, that additional functionality has been extant for a while. In other words, there's been a chance for other people to find what security vulnerabilities may be in there instead of downloading it on the first day it's available. And that's just another thing that you can do so that your Internet of Things devices in your house don't compromise your security. I'm Woody Huffines. I own the NerdsToGo in McKinney in Frisco, Texas. This has been Tech for the Untechnical. Hit the subscribe button below, hit the like button, comment, let us know what you'd like to hear about next, and we'll be happy to put it out for you. Thanks.